is Nilo, and I'm going to discuss the claims of Malaysia in the South China Sea, historical or legal foundation of their claim. So, Malaysia's claim in the South China Sea are primarily based on its continental shelf and its 1979 map, encompassing areas within its 200 nautical mile exclusive economic zone, and extending beyond, including features like James Shoal and the Laconia Shoals. So in the 1979 map, Malaysia's position is also anchored in its 1979 map, which delineates its maritime boundaries and claims, including those in the South China Sea. So now, we're going to talk about the exclusive economic zone of Malaysia. Malaysia claims an exclusive economic zone of 334,672 km with 200 nautical miles from its shores. The EEZ includes much of southern area of the South China Sea. Malaysia has the 29th longest coastline of 4,675 km or 2,900 miles. The coastline covers two distinct parts of Malaysia. The peninsular Malaysia coastline, the West Sea, is 268 km or 1,285 miles, and East Malaysia coastline is 2,607 km or 1,620 miles. They are separated by South China Sea. The total area, including inland bodies of water of Malaysia, is 3,030,803 km. Peninsular Malaysia borders Thailand in the north, while East Malaysia borders Brunei and Indonesia on the island of Borneo. Next, we're going to talk about the disputes territory. Malaysia has territorial disputes in the South China Sea, mainly with the People's Republic of China. Malaysia rejects China's 9-dash line claim, which covers most of the South China Sea and extends much further than 200 nautical miles or 370.4 km or 230.2 miles from China's shoreline. The 9-dash line runs through Malaysia's exclusive economic zone in the South China Sea and would reduce Malaysia's exclusive economic zone by 2.5. In the latter of the 1970s, Malaysia and the Philippines began referring to the Spratly Islands as included in their own territory. On 11 June 1978, President Ferdinand Marcos of the Philippines issued a presidential decree of 1596 declaring the northwestern part of the Spratly Islands, referred therein as the Kalayaan Island Group, as a Philippine territory. Since the 1990s, Malaysia occupies 5 of the Spratly Islands. China's construction of artificial islands in military bases has shifted the balance of power mostly China in the South China Sea. Other than South China Sea, Malaysia has maritime disputes with Indonesia in the Ambalangan Block, located at the northwestern extremity of the Celebes Sea, where Indonesia claims an exclusive economic zones all the way to Malaysian territorial waters of the coast of Pulau Sipadan that almost triggers a naval standoff in May 2009. So now, we're going to talk about the territorial claims. The claims in the SCS are twofold. While some allegations are based on historical rights, other appeals to the provisional UNCLOS. These multiple territorial claims indicate a lack of agreement among the parties, which result in a regional conflict that has been happening for decades. The analysis of these claims, figures 1.1 and 1.2, will be made in light of UNCLOS guidelines from 1982, since all coastal states in Southeast Asia have ratified it. Thus, an overview of most claimant parties will be conducted to clarify their allegation and highlight the leading issues in the conflict, focusing on the claims made by China and the Philippines to be better establish the case studies in the chapter. Now, we're going to talk about Asia. Kuala Lumpur's participation in the SCS disputes started in 1979 when the Malaysian Department of Mapping and Survey unveiled an official map placing the Spratly Islands within the country continental shelf. This map overlapped the exclusive economic zone and continental shelf of Malaysia and other states, which drew protests from neighbors including China, Indonesia, Vietnam, and the Philippines. Although Malaysia claim was considered weak by some legal analysis, it was not inferior to China or Vietnam claim to the entire Spratly archipelago. In 2009, pursuant to Article 76, Paragraph 8 of UNCLOS, Malaysia and Vietnam jointly submitted to the CLCS information on the limits to the continental shelf beyond 200 nautical miles from the baseline, which the breadth of the territorial sea is measured. Respect of the southern part of the South China Sea. To date, the SCLCs did not make any recommendation matters related to the establishment of the outer limits of the continental shelf. Nevertheless, the action of these two countries can be regarded as steps within international law to solidify their claims. A decade later, in 2019, Malaysia made a partial submission to the CLCS for the remaining portion of states that contain continental shelf beyond 200 nautical miles in the northern part of the CSS Malaysia 2017. Previously, Malaysia's position on the dispute had often been characterized as subdued, practicing quiet diplomacy and demonstrating a willingness to strengthen bilateral ties with China rather than confronting Beijing publicity. Parameswaran 2016. Following their latest submission, Kuala Lumpur strategy seemed to change, leaning towards compliance with UNCLOS and departing from an alignment with China's position. Additionally, Malaysia has also used diplomatic, political, and economic measures to sustain its claim by improving its ties with the United States and supporting a united front on the part of the Association of Southeast Asian Nations, Parameswaran 2016. Now, going to talk about the summary of claims. Malaysia claims 10 maritime features in the southern region of the Spratly Islands, but may have dropped its claims to an 11th feature, Louisa Reef. The 10 features to which it maintains a clear claim. Malaysia controls 7, Vietnam and China also claim all of the features that Malaysia claims, while the Philippines claims only some of the features. So now, we're going to talk about the historical legal basis. Malaysia claims to certain maritime features in South China Sea are based on its corresponding claim to a continental shelf as defined by a 1966 law and a 1979 map, and a 2000 joint submission with Vietnam to the Commission on the Limits of the Continental Shelf. In addition, Malaysia has exercised effective control of the features on which it has maintained a presence. On occasion, Malaysian officials have also claimed that the country enjoys rights to certain maritime features because they fall within its exclusive economic zone, although this claim is inconsistently referred, while several of the features claimed by Malaysia could generate territorial waters of their own. Malaysia has heretofore only claimed a 12 nautical mile territorial sea around two features: Swallow Reef, which is controlled, and Amboyna Cay, which is controlled by Vietnam. Swallow Reef, the only clear island among Malaysia's controlled claims, was occupied in 1983, while the remaining features were gradually occupied through the course of the 1980s. The status of Malaysia claims to the Louisa Reef, which Malaysia and Brunei disputed until 2009, is unclear. In a 2009 joint press statement, the two countries announced that they had reached agreement in a stage of letters of delimitation of maritime boundaries